Seiken Swordriver. Henshin.
Sup everybody, and welcome to another episode of Outer Space Reviews. So in today's episode, we are reviewing the Seiken Swordriver set. I've always been keen for kids' toys that are almost one-to-one scale because we're always getting these little piddly things, but for Bandai to come out and be like, hey, here you go, adult collectors have something this big, and I'm just like, oh! I needed it in my life, so I got it. I want it. I got it. If you, the viewer, are interested in collectibles and Japanese toys and whatnot, remember to hit the subscribe button. That's a chop. Chop, 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 chop. This Seiken Swordriver. It is beautiful, isn't it? So, it's not the one that's coming out in February 2022. No. This is the China Toy Fair exclusive Seiken Swordriver set. Think of it more like a prototype for the Chinese market to test for the Japanese future release of the super duper Seiken Swordriver. Not really that different mold-wise. This one is 80 centimeters, while the one that's coming out is 81 centimeters. Big difference. The one in the future will have much more sounds, but for cosplay purposes, this thing is pretty cool. Today's episode, not sponsored, but a big thank you to an Australian company called Sugo Toys. This came up for pre-order around the same time as the Seiken Swordriver Japanese version, and they had it up for a amount that I was like, oh my god, I have to jump on that right now. I'm not going to say how much I paid for this, but it was ridiculously cheap. Pretty much pre-ordered that day and was worried what I was getting. Turns out I was getting the Chinese version. I'm okay with it because big sword. Now without further ado, let's get into it. So, what is included in the Seiken Swordriver special set? Well, you get the Seiken Swordriver. It also comes with instructions. Now, these instructions are all in Chinese, but it does explain what features it has. Also included the Rekka Kaenken emblem, the Suiseiken Nagare, the Raimeiken Ikazuchi emblem. So this is all that you will find in this set. If you look at the back, you can see it requires batteries. So it only requires 3 AAA batteries. Pretty easy to get. One thing I'm going to point out right now, it has an indent for a button here. This does not get used on this version. They're going to use this mold for the Japanese version that's coming out in February 2022. That's where you'll have all your background music and character voice lines. If I push it, nothing happens because it's pretty much just molded, sealed shut. But it does have an on-off switch. Got your button for your attacks and scanning button. One thing I need to point out to everyone, this sword does not scan Wonder Ride books. It's all set as button presses instead. How does it look compared to the Seiken Swordriver that you get in the DX set? Well, this is our 80 centimeter sword and this is our DX sword. Look at that size difference. Emblem is massive. Can you put this emblem on here? Yeah, why don't we try that? Here we go. Yeah, good work. Good work. Can you put the big emblem on the little sword? No! As you can see, main differences are size and scale. This one's a button. This part has a scan. Has more sounds compared to this one, but he is a big boy. Check out my sword collection, milady. Now, let's get into actually playing with it and demonstrating what it can do. First things first, you insert emblem. You don't have to set the Kaenken emblem. It is automatically set for Rekka Kaenken. So we set our emblem and we turn it on.
Seiken Sōdoraibā. Kaenken Rekka.
Now, if you pull the trigger as the first thing you do, it will be the transformation sound. You can do the Wonder Ride scan sound, but pulling the trigger will automatically do transformation instead of attack modes. When you pull the trigger, it makes attack sounds. What happens when you hold it? It does special attack sounds. Special attack of when it's actually placed back into the driver, activated, and then pulled out. Not when you keep it in the driver and pull the switch. When you do the sword driver main attack, when holding the attack button, you can do 3 different versions. Let's show you what we can actually do. Now also to activate the scanning sounds, you can push the button or use a Wonder Ride book to press the button, or push the attack button once more to finish the special attack. Now with the Seiken Swordriver Wonder Ride button, it will only play one sound every time. It will always just scan the Emblems main book. For the Kaenken, it will only scan Dragon. For Nagare, it will only scan Lion. And for Ikazuchi, it will only scan Lamp de Algina. So all in all, it's only got 4 different types of sound options. It's got its transformation sound, it's got its swinging sound, it's got its driver scan attack, and then finally the Wonder Ride scan attack. It only has, for each emblem, these 4 options, and then they'll just keep cycling forever and ever. The edge of the sword does come with a bit of rubber, so it is flexible, so if you do plan to accidentally hit someone or hit something around your house, it's just rubber and it'll just flick off a bit. You can easily change the emblems, no problem. Don't film that. Easily come off. Then you replace it for the Suiseiken Nagare.
Seiken Swordriver. Suiseiken Nagare.
Lights change to blue. Ooh. And then we transform. Now that emblems changed, all the attacks have changed, so different sound, a water slashing sound. Special attack sound. And then book scanning sounds change also. Then we change to the next emblem, Ikazuchi.
Seiken Swordriver. Raimeiken Ikazuchi.
Same as before, now it's yellow. We activate the Henshin sound by pushing the button. Now when we use our attack button, the sounds have changed once more. Special attack sound has changed also.
必殺ドクターイカズチバットアランジーナ必殺斬りサンダー必殺ドクターイカズチバットエッジホックアランジーナ必殺斬りサンダー
And then the Wonder Ride scan sounds change also. So, to conclude, this is a really amazing toy. It's definitely made for adults. I love it just because big toys from a kids' TV series are things that I love collecting. I don't particularly like having little versions of weapons. When you get a big sword, you feel like a man. It's just really cool to have in your hand because you're like, oh my god, that's in the TV series. Oh my god. Unfortunately, it isn't one-to-one. The TV show's main prop is about 1 meter long. As we've stated, this is 80 centimeters. It really doesn't deter you from purchasing it. It's just so nice. It's really cool to have. It is good for cosplay. If you want to cosplay as Toma or even Rintaro or Kento, it'd just be a really good addition to the cosplay. Now, would I be getting the Japanese one? Yeah, potentially, if I can find it for a decent price. That one will have more features, more transformation sounds into different forms. The actors came back and did sound clips for it, and also background music, so that'd be pretty cool. Once we get one, sometime after February, probably a year or two later, who knows? Once we get one in hand, we'll compare the China event Seiken Sword with the Japanese Premium Bandai Seiken Sword Deluxe Edition. But otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. I hope this helps you make a decision whether you want this version or the bigger deluxe version. In the comments, which one would you prefer? Or alternatively, you're just gonna stick to your Seiken Swordriver DX set. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We hope to catch you in the next episode. Bye.